Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see, Tuesday, April 27th, and let's give it a couple minutes to give everybody a chance to come on in, and we'll meditate from there, okay? Thanks so much for joining. Thank you. Alrighty, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Let me see. I'm going to take a peek in. I'm trying to work with this volume. I think I'm going to have to wait. We've got meditation. I'll do meditation tomorrow morning, which I don't usually, but I'm going to be leaving on Thursday. So I'll do meditation tomorrow, and then when we get back, hopefully my son can figure out the software as to how to get this sound out of it. Just going to check over to Facebook right now and see. Let me see. I'm going to take a peek in. I'm trying to work with this volume. Boy, sure a lot of messy sounds in there. I'm sorry, you guys. I hope that you can still hear me okay. So maybe I'll even put my old camera on here until I figure this thing out tomorrow morning instead. So I don't want to switch it around right now because it would just take a while to do that. So, in any case, update, my mom is kind of holding steady with COVID. I'm hoping to hear her voice get a little stronger. Fortunately, she's not gone downhill with it. My brother-in-law is starting to feel a little bit better. He's had COVID for about 2 weeks. My sister had to go into the hospital yesterday morning, and she's got both COVID and unfortunately pneumonia along with that. So I'm glad she's in the hospital. She seems to be feeling a little bit better today than yesterday. Her potassium was low, and I think they got her maybe rehydrated a little bit better. So we're hoping and praying. So in any case, okay, well, thanks for joining this morning. Let's meditate. So just getting yourself comfortable, whatever you're sitting or lying on, and just taking in a nice deep breath. And just letting go of any hurriedness, any stress, any worries. Just letting go of all the past and letting go about all the worries and fears about the future. And even this COVID, it's all perfect. It cannot be anything but perfect because each of us draws to us the exact experience that we need to draw through. How does God know this? Because we are one with God. God cannot not know this. God has to know it because you are one with God. I am one with God, and there's no way for God to not know it. So God does hear every thought, and there's a verse in the Bible that talks about I'm going to paraphrase it, to align with God in every thought, word, and deed. And this is part of my prayer every morning. Father, please help me to align with you in every thought, word, and deed. Let me speak, teach, and lead this meditation from the core truth of who I am, and let me be a zero in the process. And That's my prayer every morning, and to invite in God and the teachers and the sages, the saints, and just all those people that I resonate with and I feel a support with. And so it's just a beautiful way to start the morning, to really just do an invitation for Spirit to come in to support us and to allow us to be a beacon of love, light, and healing energy, or whatever is needed for us. The other day, I was praying for my sister the other night, and then I woke up in the morning just being conscious and aware of everything that she's been going through, as well as my mom and Mike, but she seems to have been hit the worst. And so, although Mike really went through the ringer too, he had a fever for about a week and a half, I think. And just doing that prayer, and the next morning, I heard very clearly from Spirit, pepper, pepper, and more pepper. It will cure what ails you. And so I was giving this message to black pepper. Is an actual, you can take this, like doTERRA sells it in an essential oil form. You can get it in an oil form, and what it does, as far as I know, it heats up the body. Maybe it burns things off. I really don't know fully what it does. It also is good for circulation. It is also good from an Ayurvedic point of view. The Indians have been using black pepper for years as a way of raising the energy level as well. Black pepper, honey, those are the things that I recall right off the bat. And then there's certain things that lower your energy level. I don't want to get caught in that too much, because honestly, Spirit has asked me to let go of all my beliefs about everything. And so when we let go of our beliefs about everything, we can kind of come back with innocence, a freshness, and not listen really to any teachers, because actually who I learned that black pepper was good from and honey was good from was from the enlightened teacher that probably has more followers on this earth as an awakened teacher than anyone that I know. He literally has millions of followers. It's from India. His name is Jagi Vasudev's Sadguru, and he goes by Sadguru. He's literally got certainly hundreds, probably thousands of YouTube videos. But he is not the one that I align most with, and Spirit asked me to not align with him. Some people resonate with him, but for me, he was not my path. But I listened to a lot of things that he shared, and he addresses almost any issue that you can think about out there, and certainly food and energy levels, as he said that honey and black pepper were good. Unless you are a disciple of his, I would caution into believing everything, because partly when a guru tells you something as a truth, they will support you in manifesting that, but they will also let you know if you're not doing it correctly or if you've taken too much. I was doing a lot of honey, and because he's not my guru, I actually overloaded on honey, and it, I feel, was part of the creation of becoming insulin resistant, which is being diabetic, where our bodies no longer respond to sugar the way they need to. They don't process sugar the way they need to. So I don't think I want to get caught up in this anymore, because this isn't really the energy or vibration of that I want to create. I'm not sure why all this was coming through, but I'm grateful to share it, because these are the words that flowed through me. And now, with that said, I invite you to let go of all of that. and honestly, let go of everything that you have bought into from me as a belief. I don't want to add to your beliefs. What I do want to do is to open your heart, open your mind to the infinite possibilities of who you are, that is literally right here, right now, in this very moment. As Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. The kingdom of God is at hand. It is literally right here, right now. You don't need to travel across the other sides of the world to experience it. You don't even need to move one single inch. You are that. And what I am here to help with is to help you to destroy. Sometimes I'm not sure I like that word, but that's the word that comes up. To destroy this old idea of who you think you are. To destroy this old idea of who you think you are. And that is really so much of the problem of who we have believed ourselves to be. And I say this over and over, and I hope each time that I share it that perhaps a little bit more is let go of, so that when you return to the emptiness of who you are, you will recognize the beauty, the freedom, the innocence, this beautiful truth that is complete peace, that is beyond body, beyond mind, beyond any form, beyond any shape, beyond anything physical whatsoever. Because if we have to label something that you are, I like Ram Dass's label that says, I am loving conscious awareness. Loving conscious awareness. You are the one that is aware and conscious of all of it. And as that conscious awareness that recognizes that you are here, that you exist, that conscious awareness does not require anything physical to be conscious and aware. And so when this physical body passes, when this physical mind passes, you are still here just as you are right now. You don't have to wait for your body to die to experience this, but it is the eternal truth of who you are that is the one that is still loving conscious awareness when this body leaves. And unfortunately for some people, they have to exit their bodies before they can have this awareness like, oh, I see that I really am not my body. I'm still here. I am still here. But why wait? Why wait? And what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for everything in life to be just like your mind says it should be? Oh goodness, let's see. Well, I need to repent for all my sins. I need to, do good deeds to earn God's love. No, 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 and no. No, 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 no. God's love is unconditional. The truth of who you are is unconditional, and there's no needing to earn your way back to the truth of who you have always been and who you will always be and who you are right now in this very moment. There's nothing to wait for. You are everything that you have been looking for. Everything. So I'm inviting you, at least for this meditation, just give up the waiting. Right now, just give up the waiting. As Muji says, no next. What's next? Brett, tell me what's next. No, let go of what's next. Just for right now, just for the meditation, and see what is here right now. See what is you right here, right now. Sometimes, I'd say more in the past, I've had this compelling, what's the word I'm looking for? Just this compelling attitude to share how you are love, how you are peace, how you are joy. But words aren't enough. Words aren't enough, because the truth is, and Muji said this, Eckhart Tolle says this, any awakened teacher would tell you that there is no way to describe who you truly are. Why? Because a description is of the mind. And there is no way to describe something so that your mind can understand, because the mind will never understand. You have to move beyond and transcend the mind to have your own direct experience of who you are, that has nothing to do with knowledge, has nothing to do with intelligence, it has nothing to do with all these descriptions and labels and conditioning and concepts of who you think you are. That's why it's imperative that you let go of everything that you are not and see what remains. The one thing that you can never ever get rid of: you. You and God, you as God, God as you. You can't get rid of that, but anything else that you're able to see, that you're able to witness, all of those things you can let go of. The thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, the actions, the perceptions, the body, the mind. You are not any of these things, and the more you can let go of any of these ideas and beliefs that you are those things, the more you can just empty out. You can be the emptiness and the truth of who you are. But when the mind hears emptiness, it hears that you are a nothing. And I don't mean that in a good way. You are a nothing. You are a nobody. You're going to disappear and be non-existing. And you're never going to be happy, because you're not going to be anybody. You won't be famous. You won't be rich or successful, because you won't even exist. These are all things that the mind and ego try to convince you of, because they only know concepts, ideas, and beliefs, and those concepts and ideas and beliefs are all rooted in the duality of good and bad, which is rooted in fear. And so the fear for the ego is that it will be nothing, that it will be non-existence, and so the emptiness and the nothingness of who we truly are scares the ego, and so it's afraid to dive into the truth of who you are. But when you dive in and you go beyond the mind and the body, and you step into the stillness, the silence, and the empty truth of who you are, you realize that not one single thing is needed to experience the peace and joy of who you are. Nothing else is needed. Not another piece of knowledge. Yes, it's okay to read books. It's okay. But read books that are going to help you to let go of or destroy the old idea of who you think you are. Those beliefs that stand in the way of you recognizing the very truth of who you are right now in this very moment. I feel like I want to say something and I have no idea where it's going to go, but I feel called to say this, maybe as a way of being vulnerable, maybe as a way of being courageous and honest. Because for me, honestly, when I have these experiences, quite oftentimes it's a healing for me. And when one heals, we all heal, because we are all one. And I'm seeing this more and more, that when I'm a little hesitant, but I'm going to use a name, because Trump has been, I want to say, a nemesis for many people. And from a personal point of view, from that idea of who I think I am, when I'm coming from my personality and my mind and my ego, There's a lot of things he represents to me: greed and unhealthy power, and I could say a lot of things, but I'm truly not sharing this as a way of diminishing him. In fact, to be honest with you, I want to recognize that he is me and I am him, and you are him and he is you. And I say this because it's true for all of us. But here's the point that I want to make. The point that I want to make is, when we're so busy maybe being angry with him, frustrated with him, or maybe even hating him, that is because you are not accepting that part of you who he represents, who he's reflecting back to you. And for me, it's the greed, it's the arrogance. That is what he represents to me. And why do I sometimes loathe him or hate him even? Why do I have that experience? Because I hate the part of myself that is arrogant. And that feels a little painful, to be honest with you, to acknowledge that right now. But we have to. We have to acknowledge that. Yesterday I spoke of taking 100% responsibility. It's only by doing that we take responsibility that we are Donald Trump, that we are that greed, that we are that arrogance, we are whatever we are judging him. That is the experience where we are judging ourselves. If you were at peace with your judgment of him, if I was at peace with my judgment of him about being arrogant, I would not be judging myself. I would be at peace with myself as well. But our mind says, some part of us said, no, arrogance is bad, that is wrong. That is just another thought. And as long as we identify with that as being bad or wrong, then we are going to be sucked into this drama and suffering of life, and God's going to keep bringing us people and experiences until we can come to peace with that. Because ultimately, as the Christ consciousness that you are, or that unified consciousness, the God consciousness, whatever you want to call it, at that level you are beyond any judgment, and there is only unconditional love. And so God, Jesus, the Buddha, Krishna, whoever you want, sage you want to pick, they see the truth of who you are. They see the truth of who Donald Trump is, and that we all come from a place of being unconscious. We all come from a place of our person and the one that we believe we are. But what they see what is beyond the mind and beyond the ego, beyond the person. They see the empty, pure, loving consciousness and awareness of who you are. And the only way we can get to that is by accepting others in our life. And how do we do that? By taking 100% responsibility where our judgments are of other people or other things. And by being aware of those judgments. Not making them bad or wrong, simply noticing them without needing to fix or change them. And so that is moving beyond the duality. It's moving beyond the duality, or our judgments and our blame, is by acknowledging that we have them. That's taking the responsibility for them. And then when we do, acknowledging our frustration, our anger, our whatever feeling we have, being present with that feeling, but recognizing that feeling is not the truth of who you are. But you don't want to deny it. If you deny your blame, if you deny your judgment, if you deny your anger or your hatred, then you will be caught in the lie, in the maya, in the illusion of life, until you can move beyond that false belief. And so what God does, what life does, it brings us experiences to help us to get in touch with and expose those areas where we have blame and judgment and any negative emotions or any false belief that we are hooking into and identifying with as somehow believing that that is the truth of who we are. So as we step into this, as we take 100% responsibility, we come to this place of seeing that the Donald Trumps and anyone, and for some people they might be completely at peace with them, and to balance this out, there might be others that are completely judging the president that we have now, or anyone. It doesn't need to be president. Whoever that challenging person is for you, they are your greatest teachers. They are your greatest teachers. And let me tell you the wonderful news about that. That because you are willing to take 100% responsibility, now you can completely change the scene, the landscape around that. You can completely change your experience with that. Why? Because the truth is, Donald Trump or the Donald Trumps of the world don't need to change one single bit for you to be happy. You, on the other hand, by taking responsibility, have now the opportunity to be aware of all your thoughts, all your beliefs, all your anger, all your hatred, and take ownership of that and be a witness to that. Not beat yourself up, not make yourself bad or wrong, not get in a fight with that, but simply be a witness to that truth so that you can be at peace with it. To just, okay, I see my person is judging them. I see my person is blaming them. I see my person hates them. And it's this beautiful experience where you see that you are not that truth. You are not the one that is judging or blaming or hating. That is your person, and you are the one that is witnessing the person. And so I want to come back full circle of where we were going to this, and that is the thing that I want to share with you that I said feels a little vulnerable for me. I to be honest with you, I've played this game for a long time in different ways. Sometimes, I guess, coming from a place of just being unconscious, unaware, because I want that my person still wants love and approval from others. The truth of who I am needs nothing from others. It doesn't need their approval. It doesn't need their love. It doesn't need them to like me. It doesn't even need them to treat me with kindness or respect even. Those are all stories and all problems of the person, not the truth of who you are. The true nature of who you are cannot be attacked or diminished in any way because it is the truth. It is one with God. It is God. And so the true you can never ever be attacked or diminished. People can try. They can try all they want. But the true essence of who you are knows who it is, and does not need anything to be any different than what it is, meaning not even worry about being attacked or diminished, because you can't be. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Therein lies the peace of God. So what I want to share with you is, so for so long my person has wanted people to love me, to approve of me, and I have acted out in different ways because I want people to like me, respect me. And I create certain stories around that. My person likes to tell people I'm a meditation teacher because I think they will think highly of me. My person wants to tell people that I am an inspirational speaker. Oh, wow, you are? Ooh, you must be somebody. And I got to tap on that. Because the truth is, sometimes I laugh this off. I laugh this off, but the truth is, I have built a false foundation. A false foundation that it looks to being a meditation teacher or being an inspirational teacher, that I am loving, that I am wise. These are all of the ego. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have the courage and the vulnerability to share that, and I don't want to make that a thing. I don't want to make it a thing that now all of a sudden I have this label that I am courageous or that I am vulnerable. No, I happen to be vulnerable in that moment. I happen to be courageous in that moment. That doesn't make me who I am, and I don't want to have any labels as to that being the case. Nor do I want to have the label that I am wise or that I am loving, that I am kind, or even that I am a good meditation teacher or a good speaker. I don't want to have any of those labels, and right now, in this very moment, I give all those labels over to God. Those are all still stories. They're all still thoughts. That's all. It's just another story that I've accumulated as to the truth of who I am. And the only way to fully, I don't know if I want to say return, but to fully recognize the truth of who I am right now in this moment is to let go of those old stories. And the other thing that I actually intended to share with you with this whole thing was that I speak of love and I speak of joy and peace as the truth of who we are. But I have to be honest with you, from my person is, I can't, even if I'm not from my person, I am experiencing the peace, and I don't need things to be any different in life. But to be honest with you, I don't usually experience the joy. I experience the peace where I'm not judging others. So I speak of peace and joy and love all the time. And that is an intuitive knowing that I have of that truth. So I do want those words to flow through, and I always want the Holy Spirit and God to speak through me and as me. But I also want to acknowledge, as my person, quite oftentimes I don't experience the joy of life. I can be very serious on my path, and I recognize that seriousness because that serious part, that story that I have in my person says there's something missing, and I have to find out what it is. But that too is a play of the mind. There's something missing. And so I'm inviting you, if you carry that story, to let go of that as well. Sorry. I feel it's so important for me to share what I just shared, because I want you to to be able to see how perhaps you have created certain stories about yourself that may even seem like a good story, that may even be the story that you are loving, that you are kind, and I'm a really patient person. You know, there's nothing wrong or bad with it. It's okay. I'm not here to, bring judgment upon any of you and your choices, nor am I interested in judging myself. I am interested in becoming aware of those stories and self-images that block me from recognizing the truth of who I am. That I'm interested in. But it does mean taking responsibility for those things. To see how I have built a false foundation, even if it is being wise or loving or kind. There's many moments where I am a very compassionate person. There's many moments where I have a beautiful heart. There's many moments where I'm grateful. There's many moments where I have something to share that is wise and changes people's lives. But it's still all stories, and if I hook into them, they still are part of my person and my ego. And that's the message that we have to see. That we have to let go of all the stories and just empty out everything that we are not and just be that which remains. The very God essence of who we are. I'm truly grateful for you to be here with me for this journey, and I see that God has really given me this beautiful opportunity to share honestly and vulnerably with you, so that I may continue to expand into the consciousness that I already am. And I hope in my expanding into that consciousness that it is healing for you as well, that you can continue to expand into your own consciousness and perhaps even go beyond what I have learned. Then you can teach me. You can teach me. And that's why I offered to you yesterday, I offered Muji to you to explore with him, because it's not about just looking to me, and it's not about not looking to me. It's about following your heart and going where you're called to go, being what you are called to be in that moment. And some moments it is wisdom, and some moments we are called, it is God expressing itself through us as wisdom or love or peace or joy. But we also may be having this experience in our person where it is being expressed as arrogance or greed or fear or insecurity. It's all part of the play of life. It's all perfect. And so you can let yourself off the hook totally and completely. You are not your past. You are not your future. You are simply the pure beingness that is right here, right now, in this very moment. And so right now, I just invite you just to be aware. Actually, what I would like to invite you to is just empty out. Truly, truly empty out. Are you willing to empty out all of your past? Because you can just totally forgive yourself. And the greatest way to forgive yourself is let go of, literally give it all over to God right now. Any past actions that you have, just give it all over to God right now. That is the greatest forgiveness that you can do. And by the way, it's the greatest gift that you can give to your family, your friends, to God, to the whole cosmos. It's the greatest thing that you can do is let go of all your past. There's nothing to even forgive, really. There's nothing to forgive. life was expressing itself through you, and it so happened that sometimes you were arrogant, or sometimes you were mean, or sometimes you were insecure, sometimes you were afraid, sometimes you acted out in a way of hatred, or sometimes you were a thief, or sometimes it doesn't matter. It's all of the past, and God and the universe and all the sages and saints are inviting you right now to just let go of all of it, because you are not that. You are the one that is beyond that. And you are the one that is beyond anything of the future. There's future doesn't even exist. This moment 10 years ago was called the future, but it's just another present moment. And now here's another present moment. Life cannot show up other than being another present moment. So I'm inviting you right now to just let go of all the past, all the future, all the so-called stories and self-images of who you have thought yourself to be. That is not the truth of who you are, nor is it the truth of anyone else that you have judged or blamed. And so by taking 100% responsibility for your life, then you can look at all these beautiful teachers, and the wonderful news is, and I really want you to get this, the wonderful news is they don't have to change one single bit, because it's not even about them changing. It's about you seeing that you get to change that part of them that they're reflecting back to you. What Trump has offered to me is I get to take responsibility for my own greed, my own arrogance, and change within me. And when I do, I will see him with eyes of love and peace. And also, I will see that aspect of myself with eyes of love and peace. You are not a victim to anyone in this life, nor are you a victim to anything in this life, because you have the capacity to change any scenarios within yourself. Climate change, social injustice, there's a million stories. You know them all. I don't need to go through them. But you have the capacity to change the story with every single one of those things that your mind and your person judges as bad. This is powerful stuff. It's so powerful, and I'm saying that not because my voice is being used, because I'm privy to this gift as well, as Spirit is just speaking through me and as me and speaking to you and as you, as them. We're all in this. My voice is your voice is my voice. Take it all in. You are the beauty of all of it. And when you transcend the person and the mind and all those so-called stories and judgments of what is bad or wrong, when you transcend that, the only possible thing to remain is peace, love, joy, and the very core truth of who you are, God itself. So right now, I just invite you just to be conscious and aware of the inner field, the inner energy, this presence of who you are. What is it that exists? Because you know, if somebody says, how do you know that you're here? There's a consciousness, there's an awareness to recognize that you exist right now in this moment. Just be conscious and aware that you are here. And maybe even listen for the stillness. Because even in the stillness, there is something there that you can hear. Something there that you can simply be aware of. And that is the beautiful innocence, the beautiful silence, the beautiful truth of who you are, that you don't have to go one single inch to experience, because you are that. And as we fall into silence, when your mind gets busy, you can notice the thoughts, be aware of them. You don't need to analyze them, fix them. You don't need to correct them. You don't need to fight against them or struggle with them, because they are not you. Simply allow them to pass on by and come back to the beautiful silence and stillness of who you are. And if your mind is drifted, just simply coming back to the present moment, which is coming back home to who you are, the one who is a witness to it all. And while you're in this space, sometimes we lose the sensation of our bodies, and it can be a wonderful time to recognize that your physical body has nothing to do with who you are, and we are able to witness, just to witness the physical body. The physical body cannot witness you, but you can witness the physical body. The mind cannot witness you, but you are able to witness the mind. The thoughts, the feelings, actions, your experience, your five senses, none of them are able to witness you, but you are able to observe and witness all of them. And that is who you are, the one who is a witness to it all and who does not need any physical form, shape, at all in order to be the witness. You are the formless, shapeless, non-physical witness to all of it. we're going to begin to bring this meditation to completion. So if you'd like to continue meditating, please mute or turn your device off. And thank you so much for joining me. I'm really glad you were here today. I thought it was for me personally, was a very good meditation. And for those of you who are ready to finish, just taking in a nice deep breath. Just energizing this beautiful physical body that is so helpful and generous to us. And just moving, stretching a little bit. And taking your time, and whenever you're ready, opening your eyes. Just energizing this. Boy, that is a lot of fuzz in the background. I'm really so sorry for that, you guys. Man, I don't know if part of it is because I have my new webcam set right up above my laptop, and my laptop sounds like almost like a fan going on. Another home run. Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, it's been good stuff lately for sure, coming through. Yeah, thank you for that. And I'm going to go over to YouTube also, but if anybody wants to say hi or have any comments or questions, please feel free to do so. Let me swing over to YouTube. I'm so sorry you guys have to be subjected to the sound. Let me see how YouTube is here. Yeah, it's just not good. Okay, there is no messy. Really? You don't have any messy sound, Sandy? Okay. Well, I'm glad for that. It sounds very staticky to me, but it is what it is. And again, hopefully I'll get this corrected pretty soon. So let's see. The voice sounded better than the feed. Okay. I'm not quite sure I know what that means, actually. Voice sounded better than the feed. So, so I see what you're saying. Okay, I gotcha. I understand now. Okay. And then Sandy said, what is out there I need to do that will bring me my sustainable joy? I too ask myself. Okay, what is out there I need to do that will bring me my sustainable joy? I too ask myself. Yes. Yeah, and it's okay, that's just another thought, and I keep practicing being aware of that thought and letting that thought go so that I can dismantle that old belief. So yeah, I'm right there with you on that, Sandy. And so I don't know if anyone else wants to say hi on Facebook. If you do, great. If not, no worries. And you're welcome to make a comment after the meditation as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. I will be meditating tomorrow morning at 10 if you would like to join. For those of you who weren't here at the very beginning, my mom, sister, and brother-in-law all have COVID. My sister had to be taken to the hospital yesterday because she has pneumonia in addition to that. Life is presenting exactly what everybody needs. I'm not questioning that. And Laura Sinning Knoll. Hi, Laura. That's my cousin, for you guys that don't know that. Nice to have you join. Very powerful message today. Thank you for bringing this more to my awareness. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thanks, Laura. Thank you. So glad to have you here. Okay, you guys, have a beautiful day, and perhaps I'll see you tomorrow morning. That will be my last meditation for a while. I might spontaneously do some meditations during the vacation while I'm maybe by a waterfall or something, just to kind of check in and just offer a few videos or whatever. So, any case, have a beautiful day. Namaste.